Okay, so we're here for your morning recharge. This is the movements you want to do first thing in the morning to feel better. You're going to hit all the major joints, but we're also just going to try to get the body temperature warmer, get your core temperature warmer so that you feel better, especially when you're waking up feeling kind of tight, or if you have some back pain or any kind of pain in your body. This is a really good idea to do. So here we go. So first thing we do, you're going to get on your knees and on your hands, basically like a crawling position. And we're going to start with some rocking. So you're going to rock back in your toes and then weight up your fingertips. And you don't want to move your back per se. It's not a cat or a dog. It's rocking. So you rock forward and back. And now we do, roughly maybe about 10 of these. And we're just going to kind of flow from one movement to the next movement. But this gets your ankles, get your toes, get your big toe, your hips. And it's also just good to kind of get used to loading up your hands and your wrists. So from here, from the same position, you're going to take one leg out, and now you're going to continue to rock. So you let your pelvis come forward. Now you're going to feel the inside of the leg. You'll feel the groin a little bit on both sides. And again, we do anywhere from about 5 to 10 rocks. This is getting a lot of muscle groups. And rather than holding it, I like just moving in and out of it, switch sides. I think that gentle movement is very, very beneficial to get the body used to movement. At night, I like to stretch more statically, where you hold it and breathe. You definitely want to breathe here as well. You don't want to hold your breath. You don't want to have a lot of tension in your face or neck. But this is more about movement. This is more about energizing and waking up the body. Okay, cool. Now from here, we will go into your spine. So most of the joints in your body are in your spine. So if you think of pushing the earth away from you, literally lifting your upper back toward the ceiling and tucking and breathing out the air when you're in the C position. And then just kind of letting everything go into extension. Inhale, exhale. And you definitely want to get your eyes to look up when you look up, and then look down. Tuck your chin in. You're going to get some more movement. So that's about 8 to 10 of those. Excellent. And then we're going to get the hips. So from this position, you're going to tuck your toes down. You're going to lift the leg out and back of you. You're going to cross over. You're going to drop that knee, and you're going to fold at the hip. You're going to come out of that, and we're going to switch. Extend the leg and back you, cross over, set the knee down, fold at the hip. And each time we do this, we're going to sit back in our hip a little bit more. So now I'm going to take this leg, and I'm going to kind of reach it more in back of me. So I'm sitting deeper into my hip, and now I'll go the opposite. All right? So this is an active glute stretch. So if I face here, you can kind of see how I'm crossing and reaching my leg and back. You're going to get a really good stretch in your glute. Use your hands to kind of find some balance and some leverage. So this is very good dynamic stretching for your hips, for your glutes. Oh, this will make you feel like $1,000,000. Good. Do one more on each side. Okay. Nice. Okay. So now we want to get kind of like the calves and the hamstrings, and then the abs as well. So we're going to first start by almost like a downward dog movement, where you shoot your hips in the air. You want to push with your hands, so your butt goes in back, and then I want you to walk your heels down. So you kind of try to put one heel down. You're going to feel your calves. Going to feel your hamstrings, and then we're going to transition into stretching the abdominals and the whole front part of your abs. And you like to rotate. I want you to rotate, look over your shoulder. Okay, go ahead and come back up. Same thing. So push the earth away from you. So there's definitely some upper body strength involved here. And then try to get those heels down. Even if you can't, just try to. You're going to try to open up the back of your legs, the ankles, and then get the hamstrings and the calves. So we drop again. And try to create a lot of length in your spine. Try to find space in the joints. So you're trying to lift everything up And use your eyes as you look over your shoulders. Let's do one more series of that. Breathe, always breathe. Come down. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, now we're gonna get the lat stretch. This is a little more of a static stretch because I think people get really locked up in their lats. You're gonna widen your knees. You're gonna try to sit back, lower your arms and chest. And then when you feel like you're a little bit restricted, you're gonna push down. I want you to push your arms down into the ground, about 40% effort. And then when you release, you exhale, you'll notice that you'll be able to sink a little deeper. We'll do a couple more, press down. So I press down about 3 to 5 seconds, not super hard. And you'll notice that this is gonna open you up. It's literally just going to, it's like the biggest hack for flexibility. When you contract the muscle, there's a moment of relaxation where your brain will allow you to move more. So I'm gonna walk the torso over to my right now, and then I'm gonna reach out my left over to my right. So I can do the same thing. I can press down, then sink, press down, walk my hands out a little bit more, press down. Let's go over to the other side. So now I walk my hands over to, so if I face you guys here, and I walk over to the left, I'm stretching my right now. So you wanna reach out, so push that arm down into the ground, and then sink. Walk your fingers out, press down. Walk your fingers out, contract, 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 and then release. And then when you come back to center, you should have a lot more mobility in your shoulders. You're opening up your spine. That is just a really, really good movement. So, and then we're gonna work your hamstrings now. So for hamstrings, legs are straight, one leg comes up. You wanna make sure that the toes are pulled toward your shin. And then you're gonna go ahead and relax your head and neck. You can lift one leg up, then you're gonna drop it 5 times. Just nice and slow. You're just learning to control moving the limbs without moving your lower back. You'll feel a nice stretch here, not always the goal. Let's switch sides. So if you're feeling like you need more work, you can maybe do this upwards of 20 times, but I like to do at least 5. You're going to feel a nerve stretch behind the knee. That's okay. Excellent. And then from here, I want you to just loosen your hips by imagining you're painting circles with your feet. Reverse. Okay. Lower body twist. You're going to keep your knees bent. Arms come out to the side. Without moving your shoulders off the ground, you're going to just rotate your lower body side to side. And this is more of a dynamic stretch. Your core is working though, because in order to keep the shoulders down, your core's got to really control the weight of your pelvis and your legs. So I like to do about minimum 5 per side. Don't go into pain. Don't go into pain. Just go to where you can go. And now let's hold it on one side. And then I exhale, release. I'm going to try to open this palm up and turn toward this open palm. And I'm going to feel a nice stretch in the kind of like this whole rib and lower back and middle back. Try to breathe into my ribs here. Maybe one more. And then we're going to back off that. We'll go to the other side. So now I'm going to open up this side, right? So this side's going to open up. And as I exhale, I turn and I give a little bit of assistance with my hand to pull this leg over, right? And just go with how you feel. You never force anything, ever. It's all about just allowing the body to open, don't force. Okay, cool. And now if you bring both knees to chest, I want you to rock side to side. And then we're going to rock forward and back. This is really good. Okay? We're gonna do a quad stretch, so I want you to lean back, kind of think of tucking your pelvis under and pushing your hips forward so we get a stretch in the quads. If this bugs your knee, you can actually do this standing, maybe one leg at a time. You don't have to do it if it hurts your knee. So as I start to tuck under, I feel a nice stretch in my quads. Okay, and then we end with the hip flexors. You're gonna lunge forward. You're gonna tuck your pelvis under. And then I want you to just move your pelvis forward and back. Right. And then once you feel it, I want you to reach up and over. I'm losing my arm in the camera here, but I think you get the idea. You bring your pelvis forward, squeeze your glute, and then reach, try to open up the ribs. And I just like to hold this for about 20-30 seconds. Just really open. You can reach into different patterns. Just try to open this whole area here, and then we can switch. Okay. So squeeze that glute, go forward and back. You really want to make sure that you're not arching your lower back too much. So just forward, backwards about 4 or 5 times. Then come forward. And again, open up against this braced glute and just pull across the body to open up this whole side. If you're not feeling it, come a little more forward. And then you can reach into different patterns and see what just feels like it needs more opening. But often you don't have to go too far forward if you really think of chucking the pelvis under, right? So if I'm here, I don't want to arch. I really want to take that arch out of my back. And then basically from here, I just do some shaking. Shake out my hands. Shake out my arms. Try to get some blood flow. If you're trying to shake water off your hands, it looks kind of funny. But these loosening drills are very energizing and they get blood flow. So then we can cross the arms over. Loosen up, and then you do figure eights with your arms, like you're drawing a big infinity symbol in front of your body. Reverse. Okay, and then we'll just end with our neck, and that'll be it. So from here, what I want you to do is I want you to take your non-dominant hand, and you want to kind of tuck your chin, kind of push it in and down. So you really want to kind of pull the chin in and then gently take your dominant hand. And as you push your chin in, you just gently pull your head up. And you'll feel a stretch, a gentle stretch in back of the neck. And you can kind of turn to the left, look to the left. And then you want to go the other way, turn to the right, go back and forth. Be very easy with this because those little neck muscles don't like to be stretched too hard. I'd go about a 4 out of 10. Maximum, 40%, 4 out of 10 maximum. Okay, and then you can tilt your head side to side, where you just, big tall chest, try to get this ear down, and then from here you can tuck your chin, and then rotate in, look in a little bit, gently pull on the head, very gently. If I do the other side, tall chest, tilt, tuck my chin, rotate in, gentle pull, and you'll feel kind of the muscles on the side that go down to the shoulder blade. And then I come up, I do some flexion extension, rotation, shrug my shoulders a couple times, and you're good to go. Morning recharge, I'll have a lot more coming up, but that's a really good one to start with.